Life is full of ups and downs, moments that test our strength and times that lift us up. Growing up in Africa, this reality hits home even sooner than for most. From the moment you take your first breath, there's a sense of responsibility that clings to you, a weight both invisible and ever-present. It's like being thrust into the heart of a jungle, where you're not just expected to survive, but to thrive. We call it survival of the fittest, not because of physical strength alone, but because it demands resilience, adaptability, and an unwavering spirit. The lack of social and developmental infrastructure in many parts of Africa means that from an early age, you're learning to fend for yourself in ways that shape your character. You have to make the best of every situation because resources are limited and opportunities don't always present themselves. It's like standing at the base of a mountain, knowing you'll have to climb it with your bare hands. But in that challenge lies the beauty of discovery and growth. I remember as a child, our village's only water source was a small stream miles away. Every morning, we'd wake up before dawn, walking together as a group to fetch water. At first, it seemed like a burden, a tiring task before the day had even begun. But over time, those walks turned into moments of connection. We'd share stories, laugh, and sometimes sing songs to pass the time. It wasn't just about fetching water. It became a shared experience, a way of bonding, and it taught us endurance, patience, and the value of community. Those walks made me realize that even in the midst of hardship, there is always something to cherish, something that brings people closer. The journey of education was another story. School was a luxury, not a given, and getting there was an achievement in itself. I remember there were times when the classroom had no desks, and we sat on the floor with our books in our laps. We didn't have the best facilities, but we had determination. Teachers with limited resources did everything they could to inspire us. They'd teach by drawing on the blackboard, or we'd gather outside under a tree to learn where the classrooms were too crowded. The passion to learn, despite the odds, was what kept us going. That's something you carry with you forever, the understanding that learning isn't about fancy buildings or state-of-the-art equipment. It's about the hunger for knowledge, the desire to rise above your circumstances. In Africa, nothing is handed to you on a silver platter. You have to be resourceful, think on your feet, and find ways to make the little you have stretch far. I've seen people start small businesses with almost nothing. A sewing machine and a dream, a food stand at the roadside, or even a farm with only a few tools. It's in those moments that you realize the true meaning of entrepreneurship. Not just making a living, but building something out of sheer will and vision. I've watched my uncle, who started with one cow, grow his cattle into a herd that now feeds families in our community. It wasn't easy. There were droughts, floods, and diseases. But he persisted, finding solutions in the face of every challenge. That's the kind of spirit that defines so many people in Africa: perseverance, creativity, and an unyielding drive to succeed. But beyond the hustle and grind, there is a deep sense of joy and celebration. Life here isn't just about surviving. It's about thriving in ways that are often unexpected. We dance, we laugh, we find reasons to celebrate even when the world tells us we have little to be happy about. I remember how, during harvest season, the entire village would come together. After long days of hard work, we'd have a feast, sharing food, dancing around a fire, and giving thanks. It was a reminder that no matter how hard life gets, there's always something to be grateful for, always a moment to appreciate the present. Growing up in Africa teaches you that success isn't measured by material wealth or status, but by the strength of your spirit and the depth of your connections. It's in the way we come together in times of need, the way we lift each other up when life gets tough. The challenges may be many, but they are also the very things that shape us into who we are. They teach us resilience, foster creativity, and build a sense of community that is unbreakable. Yes, the road can be rough, but that's where the greatest growth happens. Every obstacle is a stepping stone, every setback a chance to learn something new. In the end, it's not just about surviving the jungle. It's about finding your path through it, and realizing that the journey, with all its ups and downs, is what makes you strong, capable, and deeply connected to the world around you. We may not always have the smoothest roads, but we learn to walk them with pride, purpose, and hope for a better tomorrow. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more inspiring content. Stay tuned, more exciting stories are coming soon. See you in the next one.